Okay, for today's follow along I'm going to do two movements. I'm going to do the straddle pancake, so I'm going to work lots of different variations of straddle positions to try and get deeper and deeper towards the pancake position. That was nice and simple to progress. If you're advanced, just raise the feet up onto something like this. To do everything with the feet raised up. If you're much tighter in the pancake position, you could raise the hips up. And if you're in the middle, just stay with the feet and heels on the floor but butt on the floor. I'm going to take you through lots of different ways of stretching in that pancake position, both active, passive and dynamic. And then I'm going to superset that with muscle ups. And once we've done an initial warm up with the muscle ups, I'm just going to show two variations, the full muscle up and then a toe assist on a box. So if you don't have a muscle up, use the toe assist. If you do have a muscle up, you could either just bang out reps or make it harder by having a mooted hip, so open hip position, or something like an L sit. So just the main prep for the muscle up is we're just going to do some false grip stretching, some flexibility work for the false grip, and I'm going to do some chins and dips. So I'm going to make a real tight fist, put the knuckles together, rising out the way. Place the back of the hand on the floor, and then I'm just going to straighten the hand as much as I can and back down again. So I'm going to do 10 of those. So really make sure you try and keep that tight fist, keep the knuckles and the fingers all in that real tight fist, don't let them open in any way. Then I'm going to do a few dips on the bar. I'm going to do a couple of chin-ups, but my chin-ups are going to be false grip chin-ups on the rings. I'm just going to go into the false grip position on the rings, and I'm going to do chest to bar chin-ups. I'm just going to do 3 reps. If you don't have full reps, you could do toe assist. Now because I have the dip bars, I'm going to use those and just do 3 dips on that. If not, you could do the boxes, or you could just do toe assist on the rings. And as my final warm up, I'm just going to do toe assist muscle ups. Now this might be the regression that you use if you don't have muscle up yet. So false grip position, lay the toes over, go to a full hang, chest to touch. Rotate through, push up. You can do a little jump there if you struggle with the dip position. Back through the transition, back down again. If you're further away from the muscle up, you could just work on your chins, your dips and your transitions. So you could do 2 to 3 repetitions of each. But ideally for this session, just try and go through the full movement. You could have your toes on the floor and just go like a squat pattern instead of using your toes on the box if you need to. But I like on the toes on the box because it just creates a bit more space. So that's all I'm going to do to warm up the muscle up. I'm going to go straight into muscle up reps now. I'm going to see if I can get 30 repetitions as fast as possible. And whenever I need a rest, I'm going to jump down and go into the pancake variation. So that's where I'm going to show the different pancake variations. The first one I'm going to do is just get into our pancake position and take a snapshot of where we're at to start with. So I'm going to do, personally going to do 2 variations here. I'm going to have my butt on the floor and just see where I am cold. And then because I'm going to push mine a little bit further, I'm going to raise my heels up. But like I said earlier, if you need to, raise your hips up onto a box or a mat or a yoga block. So I'm just forehead to the floor there with the heels raised up on 2 handstand blocks. Okay, then I'm going to go into my first set of muscle ups. So I'm going to do about 4 or 5 reps, and then I'm going to come down and do another pancake stretch. So it'll be good to test the sound on the GoPro. I'm going to go between the GoPro on the rings, and I'm going to go to my big camera on the pancake position. So I'm starting the timer from 0 now. I'm going to see how long it takes me to get the 30 reps. I have 0 chalk, so I'm not sure what this is going to be like. But I've got LED for support. Let's see what happens. So if you're following along, stick your feet up on the box if you need to, if you don't have the reps. Okay, that's 5 done. So first pancake flexibility drill, I'm going to push the block out. I'm personally going to raise up onto one block. I'm just going to put fingertips to the block, push out as far as I can for 5 repetitions, coming up high in between each one. So push out, lift up as high as I can. 1, 2, so try to encourage the body to lengthen, the torso to length. 3, 4, 5. Okay, back to the muscle ups. I've done 5 so far. So just think with the muscle ups, we're tracing the line of the pecs. So when you do your pull up, thumbs comes to the top of the pec, trace the line of the pec as you lean over into that bottom of the dip. Okay, that's 10. Okay, so that's 10 muscle ups. Now I'm going to go into extension. So I'm going to try and reach up as high as I can before I come down and try and keep that like tall position as far down as I can. It helps if you can hold on to something. This one I'm actually going to go no blocks under their feet. So reaching up as high as I can, trying to straighten the arms, biceps by the ears. Reach as far as you can. And back up again. Now if you can't get all the way down, just reach to the point where you start to round too much and come back up again. And again, 5 reps. Okay, back to the muscle ups. It's not good, I'm ripping already. Huh? Okay, 10, 15. Okay, next one I'm going to use weighted, so I'm going to go back to the heels, back up onto the blocks. But for my weight, I'm going to use my daughter Elodie. So you could go with anything like a 5 kilo dumbbell, or you could go up to a 15, 20 kilo plate. Just make sure that you're conditioned and you've got a little bit of range. At least touch your elbows to the floor so you get a safety stopper. So you can always stop here and support yourself with the elbows if you have a weight on your back. So I'm going to get Elodie to get onto my shoulders. Same 5 repetitions, trying to keep the torso as upright as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then at the bottom of this one I'm going to do a hold for 10 seconds. And then a really cool thing is to get, so I'm going to get Elodie to stand up, so Elodie stand up and get off me. So when the weight comes off, I'm trying to hold that same position as best I can without the weight. So if you had the weight on your back, you just slide it off the top or slide it down behind you and try and keep that same depth when the weight's not on you. Okay, back to the muscle ups. I have ripped, so I'm not sure how long I can go with no chalk on those straps, but we'll see. I'm going to try and get the 30 reps. There's 15 done so far. Okay, that's 20. Okay, this one I'm going to go to the side. So I'm going to come back off the blocks again. I'm going to come here. I'm first going to take chest towards the knee and try and pull my head towards my toe while as best I can trying to keep this hip down. So I'm doing about 10-second hold there. And then I'm going to take this right shoulder towards the right knee. Now if you can comfortably go right shoulder to right knee, you could try and go right shoulder to the floor. If your hair just this type of thing sideways, that's fine as well. Obviously make sure the hips are nice and raised. So again, 10-second hold there, over to the other side. And these are minimum times, so if you want to stretch for longer, do longer. More is better with this. You could go in and out of the position as well. Now once you've done these, it's good to go back and check every so often to see how it compares to that initial setup position. So what is it like? So again, belly button comfortably there now, where I did have 2 blocks up on that second test. So just retest your position. So you can rest with nose on the floor there now. Okay, 20 muscle ups done, another 10 to go. Now I'm ripping lower down, so I've ripped there, now I'm ripping lower. These next ones are going to look a little bit more ugly, or I'm going to use a bit of a kip to get through them. And I'm also not doing the slow eccentric because that's the bit that really tears me. Okay, so that's 25. Okay, now some compression work. Now the compression work will also help the depth of your pancake for most people. A good test to do before and after is to see what your pancake is now. Do this exercise and then recheck it. So I'm just going to do circles. I'm going to go outwards first. So I'm going to ideally have palms on the floor. You could go fingertips, but that just allows you to lean back further. The further you have your hands forwards, the harder it is. If it's really hard, if it's impossible to lift the legs there, then just go one leg at a time, but you obviously have to do double the reps there. So I'm going to go 10 outwards, as high as I can. Rosie's checking. 9, 10, then 10 inwards. And then 10 up and down. Okay, I'm going to try and get those last 5 muscle ups. I haven't done muscle up conditioning for ages. I demo them at work all the time, but like 1 or 2 reps, but not 30 like this. All 30 done. Okay, that's the 30 reps done. Just going to go into final pancake position and final test of position. So I recommend you do a long hold at the very end, but I'm just going to do another dynamic one first. So I'm just going to go into frog position, not a dog position, a frog position. So I got heels towards the groin, hands inside, palms on the floor. I'm going to lift the knees up closer to each other, and then I'm going to extend and come back again. So trying to keep the torso as upright as possible, trying to keep the palms on the floor. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so then I'm going to go into the final position, so the check, and also just stay here for as long as you want. Like I recommend even like 4 or 5 minutes if you can do it in that position, or have some cushions something to lean on there. So you're feeling a good stretch, but it's not stopping your breathing or making you too stressed out. So that position's now very open for me. So I'm going to check one block. Okay, one block I can get chin and belly down. Ideally it would be chest, but my belly's too big at the moment. I'll try 2 blocks. So that's chin, chest position. I'll link it at the end, but if you don't have your muscle up or if you want to make it stronger, I've got a tutorial specifically about the muscle up, and I've got a follow along, or at least 2 follow alongs for the straddle pancake as well, where it goes into some other movements. I wouldn't normally just do pancake by itself. I'd do Jefferson curls and some hamstring, adductor, hip stretches in between, not just work directly on the pancake. But in terms of a superset for an exercise, it worked very well today. Let me know down in the comments how you went with it if you joined in. Any thoughts or questions, stick them down there as well. Thumbs up and subscribe will be appreciated, and I'll speak to you next time. Thanks guys.